Hello everyone, it's Dawn and welcome back to my channel. Well, today we're going to be continuing with our Love from Lizzie January 2024 kit, which is called Sending Sunshine. And today we're going to make a 6x6 greeting card. And so I have some white card, which I've cut and scored and folded. And I've used a piece of the pattern paper from the pack. But now, if you haven't got this kit, you can use whatever you've got. You don't have to don't be thinking that you can't do it if you haven't got this kit. You can use anything to make this, but as we've got this kit in front of us, I'm going to do it this way. So I've done that. I've just glued that down because I'm sure you don't need to watch me gluing a piece of paper onto a card. Now, the next thing I've done, I have used, this isn't directional, I have used this. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab some glue, just a piece of glue stick. I've got some foam tape, or foam pads, I beg your pardon, which I've taken the backing off, which is why they're so sticky. And I'm just going to quickly run some glue stick over them. That's just to stop them sticking instantly, so that I've got a bit of time to put it down. So we'll get it in the right place anyway. And then when I've done that, it'll be easy. I think it'll be easier to do it this way and then show you where it came from afterwards. So this was the front cover of our paper pack. This wasn't one of the actual papers. That was the front cover, and the bit that went in the middle was this bit there. So that came out of there, and if you want to cut an aperture, so we're using this to make an aperture card, and you will need a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 square inch die to cut this. So I cut an aperture of 4 1/4 inch squared from the front cover, and we won't be doing it today, but you could even use this, or you could use the feather. That's absolutely beautiful, but the back of this is just white card and it's very smooth, so you could use this for stamping if you want to do so. Nothing is wasted in this pack. Absolutely love it. So we won't be doing that today, but I will save it because I might stamp on it for another project another time. So today, the star of the show is going to be some of this beautiful ephemera that we got in the pack. And eventually, we will be using this gorgeous donkey, which wasn't what I was going to do. I was going to use that lovely stamp, the large stamp of the sunflower, but I'll use that in the next project. But this fell out. When I was actually looking for some sunflower ephemera, and he fell out. And he was so adorable, I thought, I've got to use him. So he can sit up there for the time being, and we'll pop him in at the end. So what I have done is I found some of the ephemera, and I've already got some foam pads on the back, and I've got 4 similar to this, and I'm going to put them in the corner, making sure that the foam pad sticks on the frame. Now, we will have a bit of overhang, but we'll deal with that in a minute, or at the end. But what I have done, I've also got 2 of the sunflower ephemera, and they are going to sit in the middle, just like that. So I'm going to put one there, and I'm going to put one there, trying to keep it all within the frame. Doesn't matter if they're not absolutely opposite each other. We're not going for perfection here. This is a handmade card. We don't do perfection. But I did do a layout of this last night when I was planning it, and when I put my little donkey, or the little donkey, in the middle, I have to say, or where I decided to put it, it wasn't quite in the middle actually in the end. But we'll be using the photo corners as well today, so we'll be using a variety of bits and pieces. Now, before we go any further, now those bits and pieces are down, what we are going to do, because this will go into a 6x6 envelope, but it won't if you've got overhang. So turn it over on the back and use your scissors and angle it in to the card like that. So we're going to go all the way around very quickly. Won't take a minute. So any overhang you can see, just trim it off. I wouldn't advise trying to do this in a trimmer because you might get it jammed, because this is quite dimensional. So we'll just brush this lot to one side, put the scissors down, and so when you put it down, you've got a beautiful straight edge. Now, at this stage, you could have it that way, or you could have it that way. But I've decided to have it as a side opening card because that's what I generally prefer. Occasionally I'll do a top folding, but on this occasion we'll do a side opening. Now, the other thing I have used part of the stamp set, and I've used the big sunshine stamp, and I've used the sending, so it says Sending Sunshine, which is of course the name of this kit. And I've used some of the orange card, and I've used some of the yellow card. Now, let me show you what I've used to cut the dies, to cut them out. I've used the Love from Lizzi rectangular dies. I love these dies because they've got that gorgeous stitched detail. Now, if you want to make them the same size that I have, you will need, for the sentiment die, which is the bit that's got the sentiment on it, funnily enough, it's 2 3/4 by 1.5 inches. And the border die is 3 1/4 by 2 inches. But don't worry about remembering all of these measurements. They'll be down in the description at the end of the video. I'll pop them down in the description box for you. So I've got some foam tape. No, I haven't. I've got some double-sided tape, I beg your pardon. And I wanted this to stay fairly flat. Because we've got this dimension here, I wanted this to stay fairly flat. So I'm going to pop that there. And so we've got Sending Sunshine, we've got all this lovely ephemera, and that'll set the stage, or set the scene if you like, or stage, whatever, however you want to call it, for our little donkey. And so he's going to be the star of our show. So I'm just going to use a little blob of glue stick. If I bring that over, oh, it's stuck to me glue stick. Oh, that's all right, doesn't matter. So we'll just very quickly pop some glue onto him. Now again, this is a nice strong glue stick, and so we'll have some time to slide him into place. If you use tape and you don't quite get it where you want it, then you're sort of stuck with where it lands. But if you use glue, you've got time to wiggle him. So I'm going to just slide him about till I'm happy with him. Or, well, happy with the position anyway. I'm always happy with him. And so I'm just going to, I think that'll do, you know. I think that looks quite sweet. And there you go, guys. There is our, what should we call it? Sunflower framed card? Flower frame card? Sunshine? Well, we'll probably call it a sunflower card because it's got lots of sunflowers on it. And you've got the little donkey in the middle. So perhaps we'll call it a sunflower donkey card. But you'll see what it's called when it goes up in a few minutes. So there you go, guys. There is our, let's call it a sunflower card. So there we go. And that's today's project. And that is adorable. That will cheer anybody up. In fact, I've got a very dear friend who needs cheering up at the moment. She's going through a bit of a rough patch health-wise. So I'm going to send this to her, and I know it'll cheer her up. Because she loves donkeys, and like me, she loves sunflowers. So that'll cheer her up. So until next time, we're going to be focusing on some of the stickers. And we are going to use that lovely big sunflower stamp, which I showed you in the box reveal. But we're going to be using them a bit differently. Something a little unusual, which of course is normal on this channel. So do pop back. If you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe to find out what I get up to next. If you are a subscriber, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So we are going to use some stamps, or one stamp anyway, a couple of stickers, and we're going to do something a little bit different. So do come back and find out what I get up to next. And in the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this one. I think he's absolutely adorable. And I'll see you soon. And until then, take care everybody, have fun, and as always, happy crafting. Bye bye for now.